What's up, ladies and gents? This is JP, the Disciple Critic. I saw this news thing come on. I watched like three different versions of the report. This is out of Chicago. I'm gonna play it. I'll make comments as I go, but this is horrendous. This is local news. Here we go. I'm just gonna run right through it.
Federal vehicles. The Department of Homeland Security says there was another alleged vehicle ramming incident just blocks away, and that one was caught on video. Tonight, the Department of Homeland Security says there were two separate alleged incidents of drivers using their vehicles to ram into other vehicles with federal
All right. First of all, I'm gonna critique what these guys look like
vehicles
right here.
to ram into other vehicles with federal agents.
Oh man, come on, back up. All right.
Of Homeland Security says there were two.
Look at this guy. Look at these clowns. They literally all they need is 15 push-ups, 35 sit-ups, and they need to run 1 mile in 14 minutes. That's horrendous. And he's got Kevlar helmet on, 3-point harness. Like, these don't look like cops. They look like SS agents or insurgents in the middle of Iraq. But here we go.
Separate alleged incidents of drivers using their vehicles to ram into other vehicles with federal agents. According to a federal criminal complaint, Marimar Martinez and Anthony Ian Santos Ruiz used multiple vehicles to strike a vehicle driven by federal agents in Brighton Park yesterday. Prosecutors say Martinez and Ruiz used their vehicles to box in the agent's car. Court documents say an agent, unable to move his vehicle, got out and fired about 5 shots at Martinez. DHS says yesterday Martinez allegedly attempted to run over agents and was armed with a semi-automatic weapon. Martinez drove off, but paramedics found her at a repair shop about a mile away from the scene. An ambulance took her to the hospital where her gunshot wounds were treated. Ruiz also drove away, but prosecutors say police found him and his vehicle at a gas station about a half a block away. This video, captured by a witness shared with ABC News, was taken at Kedzie and West 40th Street. We slow it down to show a uniformed officer pointing a gun. Ruiz's SUV is also seen at the gas station. Court documents say it's the same gas station where agents later detained him. Prosecutors say the two were allegedly part of a convoy that followed agents after a CBP operation. And tonight we're learning about an apparent second incident involving a driver allegedly ramming a federal vehicle. This video captured from
Brake
about
checking
6
them.
blocks north. Here you see the driver of a black SUV ram into the back of a white pickup truck with flashing blue lights. It's not clear who is driving the SUV. The SUV chases the pickup down Kedzie towards the direction of protesters. A second black SUV slams into the first one, and what appear to be uniformed officers jump out.
Okay, that's the first version. Okay, that's the DHS version. This is what I have a problem with media right now. I don't know what the mainstay is and what their like it makes zero sense. I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. Um let's try to look up ram car and shoots Martinez charges dropped. Chicago. So there's more to this story, okay? See how that narrative came out just like hours after the incident. Now, the reason why I'm playing that one is because I want to show you what the government is doing when it comes to the reality of these cases. It's absolute false narrative push to try to make them look good all the time. Um, and it was short lived. Chicago case dismissed for 2 accused of ramming federal agents. So you heard all those accusations in that news newsreel, right? Which literally came out hours after the incident happened. Saying she was ramming them, they blocked them in, and they were feared for their lives, and they labeled them domestic terrorists, and blah 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 blah. And all of a sudden, like, all this real information started coming out. None of that happened. And this is why people should be worried about ICE. There's a lot of these cases where they're just pushing a really false narrative. So let's look at this one.
Patrol vehicle is dismissed.
I just want to thank the judges, all the parents that supported me, everybody that supported me. I'm just grateful for everything.
Martinez had been accused of ambushing federal agents in October when she was seen in this video in a convoy tailing them as they carried out immigration enforcement operations. The cars collided. Then an agent opened fire, shooting Martinez 5 times. The Department of Homeland Security labeling her a domestic terrorist, and prosecutors charged her with assault.
These agents were lying about what happened. Ms. Martinez never rammed anybody. These agents hit Ms. Martinez. These agents jumped out and shot Ms. Martinez, a U.S. citizen whose only crime was warning her fellow community members that ICE was in the neighborhood.
The agent who opened fire, Charles Exum, appeared.
Now look at these texts of this fucking dirtbag, dude. Federal agents taunted Chicago woman to do something before shooting her, attorney claims. And what he said is egregious, dude. Okay? And every single one of them have this mindset. This is the morale of these fake wannabe stolen valor wannabe soldiers, fake soldiers. And that's exactly what they are. They are weaponized, militarized clowns in coward masks. LOL Glacius, he says, F around and find out. Sweet, my 15 minutes of fame. They are acting like they have impunity. Absolutely. But this one down here is really, really bad.
Appeared to
really
brag about
fucking
the shooting,
bad,
and
dude.
text messages showed in court. I fired 5 rounds.
I have a MOF amendment to add to my story. I fired 5 rounds and she had 7 holes. Put that in your book, boys. Like, they're gloating about it, dude. They're fucking gloating about it, bro. I'm in shock right now. I'm in absolute shock right now. Like, look at that. Look at that text. That oh my god. They're serial killers. They're thriving off the chaos, dude. And they completely lied. They completely lied about everything that happened on that highway. 2 cars full of ICE agents. 8 or 9 of them, dude. And they all backed each other up on lying about trying to kill a U.S. citizen, dude. Why aren't people paying attention to this? This has nothing to do with Republican, Democrat. Oh, I hate Democrats. Oh, Republicans this and MAGA that. Dude, F all that. Look at this, dude. This is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy.
And she had 7 holes. Put that in your book, boys. Asked about those messages, he responded, I am a firearms instructor and I take pride in my shooting skills. Defense attorneys said moments before the collision, a second agent in the car is heard on body camera footage daring Martinez, do something, expletive, before Exum swerves his vehicle into Martinez's car, then gets out and opens fire.
So the video shows the agents ramming into her, accosting the crap out of her. Now, satanic demon oppressed MAGAs, because they all are demon oppressed, because they have the brain aptitude of a 6-year-old, every single one of them. Like I said in other videos, I'm a Bush and Reagan era Republican, old school Republican that voted for Obama. Um, I like everybody coming to the table with good ideas. I don't like some things Dems do. I don't like a lot of things that Republicans are doing right now. I think they're shameful to the GOP and they're shameful for this country, and they're acting absolutely disgusting with their self-entitled white Christian ultra nationalist behavior, which is equals satanic demon oppressed behavior. But anyways, these guys accosted the crap out of her, rammed into her, and then they're gloating about shooting her afterwards. Open fire for no cause. Like, I can't even wrap my head around this. I can't. I can't. Excuse me. I'm still getting over being sick. This is crazy. This is crazy, dude. Sending texts like that, it sounds like a serial killer gloating about his actions, like thriving off it. Egotistical maniacs. I'm a weapons instructor, and I'm just, you know, telling people about my shooting skills. If you had shooting skills, you don't need 7 shots. And she's still alive. So apparently you're not very good at it. Tard too.
The incident sparked protests on Chicago's southwest side. In a stunning
Did you see that the group of ICE there? They don't look like law enforcement. They look like they're soldiers in the middle of a war zone. And a lot of them are wearing desert camo in Chicago. Desert camo in Chicago. They do understand it's not the desert, right? They're in a U.S. urban community.
move, and without explanation, prosecutors decided to drop the charges, and the judge dismissed the case.
Yeah.
It's been hard. Honestly, it's been hard. Like I can't sleep, but now I'm gonna go sleep.
Her attorney suggested Martinez may now take legal action, and he hinted, George, there's a separate investigation going on to determine if that shooting was even justified.
And this is just one example of the administration's actions running into trouble in court. We had the Comey prosecution.
Yeah, I don't want to hear their opinions because Democrats kind of push their own narrative on liberal media. I try not to. I wanted to hear the facts, see the facts. I don't want to hear any explanation or opinion based on those facts when it comes to party-wise rhetoric. People need to be very, very careful of that. CNN is one of the worst when it comes to that, and Fox is by far the top tier worse when it comes to that. Both those networks, like, it's really bad, really, really bad. But I wanted to point this out because of the thing that happened in Minnesota. I wanted to throw this out there. I wanted to comment on this because this is what ICE is doing. They're making up lies, gloating about it, texting each other about it. And this is basically what happened with the whole Detective Aaron Brown thing in Manchester, the issue that I ran into. He got fired initially for racist texts gloating about going into people's homes without a warrant, breaking things, and using the N word. Um, and he was really bad. And then he got they found out that him and another detective, Murphy, were committing SA on one of their female confidential informants, threatening to take her kids away and violate her probation if she doesn't perform adult interactions with them on a weekly basis for months, which I think is just absolutely sickening. Um, and this plays into what's going on with this blue line brotherhood thing that I keep trying to tell people. When one cop does something wrong and three good cops are watching them and do nothing about it, they become bad cops also. That's just how it is. And then my flag, my code of conduct and U.S. code for the flag. That's a watch that video. I don't believe that cops should change the flag, and it's against the law, and they should be charged with a misdemeanor by doing it and flying it, selling it, or buying it. It's white and black with a blue stripe in the middle. It takes away the red, white, and blue, which is illegal. It's actually against U.S. code. It's a federal crime, and they do it anyway. And it gives them a gang mentality and gang mindset to stick up for each other, which I don't think is correct. They should be under the public's watch. See, in New Hampshire, they have a really, really good constitutional law. It's the 8th article of the New Hampshire State Constitution. And it says all officers, magistrates thereof um, shall be accountable to the public at all times, shall be open to the public at all times. Accountable at all times. That's what it says. So the officers and sworn people that the taxpayer pay for are under us. They're like, they think they have authority over us, some type of fake authority. I remember Aaron Brown saying that on his interview for the whole investigation. I'll put that out at some point. Those interviews he had with his buddy, um, saying that they literally think they have the authority over public to assume, lie, cheat, steal, obscure, in order to have some type of immunity. Um, and immunity shouldn't exist. Immunity is illegal and against the U.S. Constitution. The U.S. Constitution empowers the public over all public officials, and immunity violates that. Sovereign immunity, whatever you want to call it, any type of immunity whatsoever. And that gives them a premise to have no accountability whatsoever. They can lie, they can cheat, judges can do it, prosecutors can do it, lawyers can do it. They have some type of immunity and they can lie in court, and it's just immunity is illegal and a violation of the Constitution. That's basically where I stand. And these MAGAs that are calling these people domestic terrorists and coming up with this false narrative that this domestic terrorism going on, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Local police have killed 2,800 unarmed people since 2018. That's more than 9/11. That's more than Pearl Harbor. So, wrap that around your fucking head. Satanic maggot, maggot TARDS. All right, I wanted to touch base on that.
Real questions from a
And as always, see you on the rewind.